Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another video on Dragon Ball Legends. My name is Pomzor and today we're going to actually have a look at the new extremes. I know Masters Pack 2 released a couple of days ago already, but I actually haven't had a good look at the 4 new extreme units that released with it. And if the extremes on Masters Pack 1 are any indication, then those should actually be pretty usable. I mean, when Masters Pack 1 released, we saw people run whole Frieza Force teams with all extremes, Extreme Yellow, Wheelchair Frieza, Zarbon, and Todoroya. And they were pretty good, especially if you know how to play them. So let's have a look. First on, we have an Extreme Gohan. He's green. He is defense type, but his power seems pretty decent. More of a blast card, more of a blast character. Let's see, so his main ability restores on health by 20%. So that's pretty much Fasha's main ability without helping her allies. So it's kind of like Bardock, the yellow one. And 20% to damage inflicted for 20 timer counts after 20. So that's, it's pretty decent. I mean, it's not just, hey, I'm healing myself up, that's it. I'm actually going to do some more damage. So, it's this one, the unique abilities, this one's a bit similar to, I think, the Sparking Gohan. So whenever Trunks is also in your main party, so one of the 3 characters on the battlefield, he will do 40% more blast damage. And he already has quite high blast damage. So, yep, decent. And you can use whichever Trunks. It just says Trunks, so it doesn't have to be a future card, actually. You can use Kid Trunks, or you can use Swole Trunks. Obviously Red Trunks, but who uses that guy anymore? Even though he has the same unique ability as the Gohan here. So whenever you sub him in during a combo, he actually reduces damage by 40% and adds a bit to his sub count. So instead of 10, it'll be 13 once you substitute him out. Okay, special attack, Kamehameha, no surprise here. Actually 15% to strike damage, which is nice. He can heal himself with his green card, just like Sparking Gohan. And he restores ki. Wow, okay. Does it show how expensive it is? Yeah, it costs 25. So basically, you're going to end up with 10 more ki after using this card than you had before. Pretty good. He holds 1 strike and 1 blast card. And blast defense. Okay, let's see. Does he have a PvP ability? Yeah, strike and blast defense. So yeah, there you go. It's a defense type. At 5 stars, 22% to future. At, well, it's okay. It's just 1 more percent at 7 stars. I mean, it's an extreme, so getting him to 7 stars without him being the PvP reward is going to be pretty whaley. But overall, he's a pretty decent unit. He's got a bunch of equips. I mean, Sun Family, Hybrid Saiyan, and then the future and the color specific ones. So definitely a good bench unit if you have him at a decent amount of stars. And I mean, his stats don't look too bad. You could potentially use him. I don't see why you would use him over one of the Sparkings though on a main team. The next unit is Honey Pan. So here you see the art. It's pretty similar to the new LR in Dokkan. She is a support type. So let's see, her power is also not too bad. It's not far off Gohan's. Hot HP, okay, I guess that is at 1 star. So she's not the strongest in terms of, raw power or values, but I'm sure she has a bunch of stuff to make up for it. Ki Restore looks pretty high. So that's always been one of Pan's strong suits. Okay, so main ability applies the following attribute upgrades for 15 counts, 50% chance to inflict poison on a strike art, 50% chance to inflict bleed on a blast art, so it's pretty much the same. I don't know, maybe some are immune to poison or to bleed, but other than that, it must be pretty much the same. 50% chance to inflict paralyze on a special move, so on a blue card. Okay. I think that's only to herself though, and I don't know if you want to really run her, maybe on a female team. Unique ability, 10% to allies inflicted strike damage for 20 counts when she enters the battlefield. So Okay, so if you sub her out, then your allies will actually profit from it. And 25% to damage inflicted when female warrior is a battle member. So that's where they want to push you to be, run a female team with her. Yeah, her special Maiden Blast, sure. 30% chance to inflict paralyze, okay. So that's 30% is the same chance that Goten's Kamehameha had for Feint. And, the green card is pretty nice. Restores own health by 10%, cures allies abnormal conditions. So that could be, for example, curing paralyze. She also holds 1 strike, 1 blast card. And she gives also strike defense for this time for female. Let's see, probably strike attack and defense. Okay, on 5 stars for female warriors. So that's actually a pretty good one. And there you see we now have still only 4 sparking females, but I mean, you only need 3 in your main team. And you still have Fasha, Anipan, and Android, and 18 and Pan for a bench. And I'm pretty sure that the new extremes are better than the yellow Android 18. So either you use blue, blue, green, which doesn't make all that much sense, or you just sub in somebody else for more color variety. And yeah, overall, she has some gimmicks. I wouldn't run her on a main team, I think. Especially also because her values aren't too great. I mean, she can heal herself, but she can't really heal others. And probably that's what the support type should be about. It's just getting some gimmicks up and then making other characters that are strong stronger. Similar to what Fasha does. If you see my PvP video, but I'll get to her last. Next up, Tora. Tora is Saiyan. He is, what is he? Range type. And yeah, his stats are okay-ish. They're similar to Gohan, a little bit below. Gohan has 4k more blast attack, I believe. So he looks relatively balanced on the left side. He has got normal ki restore, I would say. And his main ability is 40% to allies damage inflicted against Frieza Force for 20 timer counts. Minus 10 to blast arts cost for 10 timer counts. So basically it's also going to be 19 if he's fully soul boosted after 15 counts. So if you have a blast heavy deck, that helps you. Even though I don't see why blast heavy deck helps you in general, because having 4 blast cards on your hand can pretty much screw you over if you want to cancel an attack. Because, strike trumps blast when it comes to the order. So, but we'll see. He holds 2 blast cards as well, so you would have to balance it out. Probably Fasha holds 2 strikes, I'm not sure. So his unique abilities, Team Bardock. So whenever Bardock is a battle member, 40% more to blast damage inflicted. And when he is defeated, then Bardock gets 80% on top. Well, on top of his own, because that one is 40% to his own, and this one is 40% to Bardock. So there's no Bardock yet that is a range type though. I mean, sure, blue Bardock, when you use him and his crits and his buffs, it helps. But if you run Bardock, Tora, Fasha, I think they will crumble pretty quickly unless you have them at least 4 stars. Alright, his special is Flame Bullet. Flame Bullet inflicts enemy with attribute downgrade 15% to blast damage received. So this card is focused all on blast. As you can also see by his green card, 15% to blast damage, but only for allies. For 25 counts. So he supports everybody with blast damage. The problem is Frieza Force is not super prolific in PvP. I mean, I played it for a while, and there are people playing it for a while, but the main team will be Saiyans. And he's a Saiyan as well. And what a surprise, he boosts blast attack, and probably he's going to boost defense. Yup, at 5 stars, he boosts blast attack and defense for 22% for Saiyans. Pretty decent. Still would not run him on my main team, I guess. And I think, like, most Saiyans are kind of strike focused, so I wouldn't actually even put him on the bench. Because the only Saiyan I can, or 2 Saiyans maybe I can remember that are blast focused are Goku Black and Super Vegeta. Yeah, maybe I'm forgetting one, but yeah, maybe, well, the Vegeta, but who uses that one? So, not super strong, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe people will play him and find out some more kinks to him. And last but not least, Fasha. So I played her in PvP instead of Gogeta, but unfortunately she's only 1 star, so her stats are meh at 1 star, obviously, because, well, compared to Sparkings. She's also a support type, just as B-Pan or Honey Pan. She is, yeah, a bit stronger on the strike. And her main ability restores ally health by 20%, which is pretty dope because she makes your team tankier. And I mean, if you play her in the Trinity, so Bardock, Broly, and her, Bardock heals himself with his green card. Broly can heal 20% with his main ability, and she can do that as well, which is crazy because then you can just heal back all the time, and unless you miss it or you don't get a green card, but that can happen. But the main ability always works. So she can heal, Bardock can heal, Broly can heal for sure, and Bardock can still get green cards and heal himself back up as well. She assists mainly Bardock with her first, obviously, the same as Tora, Team Bardock. So Bardock gets 50% strike buff when Fasha is moved to standby. So when you sub her out, regardless of who you sub in for 25 counts, once you sub in Bardock, he gets the strike buff for whichever time is left after Fasha was moved out. So let's say you move Fasha out at 170, you move Broly in, 10 counts later you move Bardock in, he still gets the strike buff for 15 counts. And he buffs himself already, and this apparently, so according to the Reddit post that I linked in the previous video, this stacks. So Bardock will do a crazy amount of damage. And once she is defeated, she actually inflicts all enemies with this 30% plus to damage received. So she also buffs your team in strike damage. No, in damage received, not even strike damage. So everything you do to the opponent once Fasha is dead, 30% extra, which is crazy. Her special also does 10% to damage received on the opponent that she hits for 15 counts. So, well, depending on whether your opponent subs the card out, that leaves you with maximum 5, but other than that, just have at it. And her green card restores ki by 50, which is awesome already, and she gives your allies, only your allies, not herself, 20% damage inflicted. So basically she restores 30 ki if you use it for 20, or if you use it for 19, then she restores 31 ki. She has 1 strike, 1 blast, so it's not as strike focused as I thought, but that's cool. So her Z ability boosts only female warriors, unfortunately, and it's gonna be Saiyan only at 5 stars, but 32% strike defense, so that makes your team even tankier. So yeah, those are the 4 new units. If you enjoyed this video, leave a like, maybe subscribe if you're interested for more content. I regularly do summons in PvP as well. And hope you see me in the next video. Let me know if you liked it and what I can improve. Until the next time, bye everybody.